I think I'll pass it over to Darren and encourage him to speak on our topic, sustaining environmental organizations. Go ahead, Darren.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I'm Darren Sheppard. I'm the manager here at IBEC, Indian Bay Ecosystem Corporation. For those wondering, we're located on the northeast coast of the island of Newfoundland, so it can get pretty cold here and also pretty warm. But we're ENGO, been in the business for 33 years, incorporated. Operating area, when this was developed, it was developed for the Indian Bay watershed, which is a fairly small area. But in the last 2 or 3 years, we've expanded our reach, per se. We now cover the total northeast coast of the island for whatever we're doing for all types of work. And I even travel the province doing contract work for DFO, training the trainer, excuse me. So if you look at it that way, I wear my IBEC hat pretty much throughout the province. We have 2 full-time employees, not bad for a nonprofit. 2 part-time employees, various numbers of summer students. A little bit different from what I heard earlier. We actually own our own building. So I don't need to go to Sobeys or sit in the Tim Hortons and try to conduct work. So we have our own building. We have multiple office space. We have a boardroom, and we have a garage area. So we can store our Skidoo side-by-side, fishing gear, equipment, boats, and everything like that downstairs. So that's really helpful. Over our 33-year lifespan, we've had 150 different types of projects. These range from cleanups to river restoration, trail development to water testing, shorebird studies, and I'll talk about in a couple more minutes, our own very own podcast. So self-promotion, I help create it. So I'm just going to promote myself. We're also governed by a board of directors. There's 12. We currently have 9, but that's fine. All of them are within the area or have a distinct connection with the area. Dr. Vodden is one of those board members, and she kindly asked me to do this today. So, hi, Kelly. So let's get to the meat and potatoes here. So, sustaining environmental organizations. So, we're kind of small. We don't have any national bodies here. We don't have any big brother, big sister we can call up and say, hey, can you give me $100,000 because I kind of need the money. So we really got to look for various programs and funders. That includes federal government, private funders such as Atlantic Salmon Conservation Foundation. They have been really, 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 hi Kelly, she wrote me. So Atlantic Salmon Conservation Foundation, provincial government, and fundraising. So basically any type of money we can get our hands on, we have to reach for that. One thing I've learned in my 3 years here is I have to be adaptable. You have to be willing to understand change. You have to be able to change. If you don't want to change, you're not going to last very long in a nonprofit. When it comes to change, we have to look at how to find other ways to fund. That's where we're here, and that we are now starting charity status application, which I'm sure some of you are really good at, and I'm pulling out my hair because it's very long and very frustrating, but it started. So we're hopeful in another year we'll be able to get some money that way. So that'd be wonderful. And when I said change, well, creating your own podcast out of nothing is what we did. One of my previous project coordinators, I walked in one day and she was listening to Murder Mysteries on a podcast. And I'm like, what is that? She's like, it's a podcast. I'm like, okay, did we do that? She's like, yeah. So 24 shows later, the name is 709 Watershed. It's on all major podcast apps. Please look at, subscribe if you like. We talk about tourism, we talk about environmental issues, we talk to politics, we talk to business leaders, anything and everything. If it has connection with the watershed, we will try to talk about it. So we're getting our names out there in the international land on the web, so that's helpful. Also, strong social media presence is required. So we have Instagram, we have 2 accounts for that. We have Twitter, we have a major Facebook page. We have our main website, which is Kelly has just posted. So that's there. So being out there and being able to be found is another key component. We have a major species at risk Cape Fear's project through Environment and Climate Change Canada. That's a 4-year project. We're down there now dealing with shorebird species at risk, human interaction with species, how they interact with each other. You know, humans kind of screw things up, and they're basically scaring away all the shorebirds. So we're down there trying to figure out how to stop that. We also have strong partnerships. We have strong partnerships with local towns, Kittiwake Snowmobile Association, Indian Bay ATV Association. So we help with the tourism aspect of the watershed. We have a major trail system that goes through our watershed, ATVs all year round, snowmobiles in the wintertime, major cabins. There's at least 400 cabins in the watershed. Anybody and everybody, if they want to donate to us, we will gladly take their money. But if we work with them and promote the area, that also helps that we're with them. We're not against them. And in the years past, there has been friction. It was always us against them, environmentalists against people who want to go fishing or want to use stuff. Well, it's better if you work together than keep pounding fists. Fundraising. I have a hat. If you want to buy this, we will sell this to you. We also have wool hats and t-shirts. We've got to adapt. So, hey, if you want to have a little bit of buyback today, just look us up on the website. We're there. Just write me a message. I'll send you a hat. Also, we have to look at different kind of projects. We're not just salmon and trout anymore. We do culverts. We do aquatic restoration. We do river restoration. Like I said, podcasts. Anything that we can think of to do money, to bring funding in, to keep us employed, to employ students, to employ part-time students, we do that. And lastly, we're now getting into potentially trout hatchery. We're looking at trying to help nature with increasing the trout population in the watershed, take the pressure off the ponds because of so many cabins, so many fishers in there going at it. We figured let's try to help that. So if we can keep the tourism going, keep people happy with fishing, but yet just help nature along, not totally make it into like 1 million trout everywhere and everywhere. Just slightly help nature, then everything keeps moving along in a nice little flow and everyone's happy. So when it comes to sustainability, man, anything and everything. So that's our name of the game, and we've been doing that for my 3 years here, and I hope that keeps going for another 33 years, if not longer.